Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cachet, and you are watching Share with the Hobbies. I know, y'all, it has been a while. We know if you've been here for a while, you know that July is like a rough month for me anyway. So it doesn't matter. It's August. Something new is going on. We're making things happen. Your girl took a little bit because did I come up with goals for this stream? Yes, I did. I'm
Yay.
trying to be more productive, is the truth. So, yes, we got goals for this stream. But before we get into my goals for this stream, I'm going to let my lovely co host introduce herself.
Hello. My name is Becca C. Smith, and I have a YouTube channel, and I write books and I write screenplays. In fact, this month, I don't know if you saw, but JC Carpenter and I, we have challenged ourselves to write a pilot in the month of August, and this will be JC's first pilot. So yeah, so I'm really excited, and I'm basically turning The Severed and the Hunted into a pilot, like just the first chunk. Because remember, I had talked to you about this, how I was like, the reason why I stopped writing the pilot was because I couldn't figure out a perfect ending, like a button, like where do I stop, but I did finally figure it out.
I love all this. I'm super duper excited about all this. This sounds really, really good.
Well,
Okay,
you can join us. I mean,
okay, you know what? I would love to, but I have so many things I'm
I
behind
know.
on. I'm not even gonna try. Now, will I tell you that I'm willing to try that for NaNoWriMo, for that being my NaNoWriMo project?
Oh,
I
rebel.
am. I definitely am. So
I love it.
so we'll talk some more about that as the stream goes on. We'll talk about a little bit more about like this idea that's been brewing in my head. But y'all, okay, so little transparency moment. The word for how I've been feeling for the past few months has truly been disappointed. And I've been like, how can I like make sure that I'm not feeling that way going forward? So like August is really the month that I'm like, okay, let's take whatever baby steps we need to take to move out of this little disappointed rut. And so I don't know if anybody else has ever been there, is currently there, or anything like that. But I'm like, it's a process to get out of that space.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's not something that can just like overnight happen. And so what I was thinking in the previous months was like, oh, I'll just do this, and I'll be okay. And I realized that no, that isn't what happened. But the small steps that I did take, like when I cut out candy, when I increased my water, when I was like, hey, I'm going to journal every day. Hey, I'm going to take time to make sure I'm more active this many days out of the week. Like these smaller things were
Yeah.
adding to creating a more positive thing. So this month, I'm kind of like, okay, I've set the groundwork in the previous months by these little bitty habits that I've started to create. And this month, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to waffle between using depression as an excuse and a valid
Um,
reality, because the truth
yeah.
is it is
Yeah.
a valid reason for not doing things. But also sometimes, I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, I can get into the habit of being like, well, I was depressed, so I just did it, and I just need to give myself grace and be okay with that. And those are true sentences, but the
Yeah.
other side of that coin is I have to also find a way to work through and
I,
around that. Now, am I constantly doing that? No, because I'm not Superwoman, and that's not the way that things are supposed to be. I'm going to allow
Owen.
myself time
Yeah.
to feel things, but I'm also trying to accomplish things. And that, like again, I said that line, it's so thin. It's so thin.
I know.
And I'm not ashamed to say, at my young old age of 32, I haven't quite figured it out just yet, but I'm trying.
Listen, I'm 50 and I haven't figured it out. So there you go. It's just
Like
it's
it's
just the human experience. My mom is
true.
like, I think, turning 80 and she hasn't figured it out. It's just like, that's the thing, is that you always think that, oh, when I'm this age, I'll have all my shit together and it'll be great and da da da. But it just never happens. Maybe financially, like, I guess in that
Right.
sense. but but emotionally, man, this is the human experience.
No, because look, you're constantly learning. You're constantly learning, and you know one of my favorite things to say: you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you don't truly know how much you have to learn, like going forward. But we've said a lot. Let's say hello to the people and get into some sprinting. Heather, it's so good to see you. Planet Orange Purple Ring, love it, out of this world. Hi, Pat, it's so good to see you. I hope you are having a fantastic. I feel like it's got to be like almost. If it's not, no, I don't think it is yet. But I feel like it's getting close to Saturday for you or Friday for you because it's already because she's overseas. She's in the UK, right? So she's like 6 hours, 7 hours, right?
The cat.
So I feel like that's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Maybe.
I've got the cat weather app that tells me all my friends' times.
Okay.
It's like London area.
Like yeah, I think so.
Okay, it's 9:15 in London.
9:15. Okay, that's like 9-10 o'clock. It's just getting to be bed. You know, it's getting to be the new day. Yep. Hi, Jazz. Good to see you. I hope you are having a fantastic Thursday. Felicia, hey, I got it right this time, right? Felicia, I got it right this time. I've been remembering. Hey, Queen. Hey. Third Pup, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Y'all, this water. Excuse me. Miss Maya, hey Queen, hey. I was literally like looking for my goals list like right before we started. So, you know. What's up, ma'am? Hey, Q, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you showing up. Hey, Eva. Eva says, I do give myself a big old heaping spoons of grace, overeating sometimes. I truly understand that. Truly understand that. I love that. 50, 80, and still figuring it out. I love it. Right? Like, I feel like you're constantly growing and learning. Like, if you're doing life right, is the truth.
That's true. That's true.
Right. Because some people grow older but never grow up, is the truth.
That's true.
Grow older and like never, ever grow up.
Set in their ways and they don't want to see any other thing. And yeah.
Completely agree. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna start off with a 30, and me and Becca have already talked about it. At some point, we're gonna do a 45-minute one because your girl is gonna shoot a "Where have I been?" video. What's been going on? And if I can get my thoughts together and say it succinctly, maybe I won't have to edit a lot, and y'all will get the video kind of soon. Yeah. Fingers crossed. That brevity, y'all. You know, let's all collectively say a small prayer that your girl can, as Lene on Instagram would say, keep it black and keep it brief. Is the truth. Is the truth. Hey, the truth. Hey, Bonnie, girl, we all. It is a journey. It is a journey, and you're constantly learning. And like no lot, man. Even things I thought at 20. Yeah. That I think now at in 2020, and I think now at 2023, bro.
I know.
Man.
Even thinking about like, it's like sometimes I wish I could bottle the pieces of like when I was like 18, 19, where I truly believed that I could do anything.
Oh yeah.
I had that like you have this like, oh yeah, if I want to work for George Lucas, which is what I wanted to do then, I was all like, I could be his president of his company and like next year, like even though you don't think you're, but then there's this part of you that's all like, yeah, if I just work hard enough, I can do it. And it's like, not that goes away. I mean, it does go away, but
right. No, it definitely goes away. Right. Because you realize that like there's so much more that goes into these things than just hard work.
Yes.
That's the like innocence of being a child and being young is the truth of that. Like then you don't realize how many outside factors affect your ability to be able to do
politics, anything like what were you thinking? But like at the same time, it's like I almost wish that we could have just a piece of that now, because you get kind of cut down through life, like with rejections and this and that.
Oh, yeah, no. I truly believe that that's what the emergence of the indie realm of artistry is.
Absolutely.
Truly. I feel like the indie realm of artistry, at least for me over the last 3-4 years, has brought back that I could do that. I could do that.
You're right. That
I could do that.
when I
You know what I mean?
no, you're right, because I did feel a little bit of that when I first published my book, like in 2010, because I had done the querying route at this, and then I'd almost get a deal, and then I'd almost get it here, and then I'd almost get to write an episode, and I'd almost get to do that, and I was just so exhausted from all these like amazing opportunities that through life circumstance just gets yanked away, and for whatever reason, and it just happens. Like for me, it was the writer's strike again, but that was in 2007. And then being able to self-publish my first book was the first time where I felt like I could take my power back.
Oh no, truly. Like you obviously you know me better than like everybody here. We talk all the time. So you know like everything about me. But like I've been writing for so long, and there's been so many stories that I started, but the way in which, and it's not the first time I've taken writing seriously, right? But the things in which I've learned, the ways I wish I've grown in this section of taking writing seriously is so much different from these other times.
Yes.
And at these other times, you couldn't have told me that I wasn't taking it seriously. You couldn't have told me that I wasn't reading all the things. And it's just like, you don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't. And I think back to being 25, and in my head, 25 was like, you're an adult. Because in like the low key, like, raised up hood and adjacent, 25 is OG status. A lot of people don't make it to 25. So 25 is I'm grown, right? And at 25 for me, I'd been living on my own for 9 years. So longer than most people my age. Absolutely. So I was like, nah, I definitely got a handle on this thing.
Yeah.
30-year-old me looks at decisions 25-year-old me was making and was like, bro, you were dumber than a bag of rocks. Like, you really were not as smart as you thought you are. I know that the decisions I was making weren't even that unintelligent, but they were still unintelligent. And at the time, you couldn't have told me that they weren't the best decisions.
Absolutely.
But it's because, like, I didn't even see the other options. That 30-year-old me was like, you could have done this, you could have done that. 25-year-old me didn't even see those there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you'll continually do that. I mean, like I said, I'm 50 and I do that. Like, you do 5-year checks.
Right. Like, you see things so much differently, right? Like, I will tell you, one of the biggest like red flags to me when someone is like, oh, I'm interested in talking to you. If I ask you what's something in your life that you regret and you say nothing.
Right.
Completely. Because here's the truth. You can be okay with every decision you've ever made and still know that looking back, there were better options. And to say that you made the best decision every single time,
no,
it's unbelievable. Like, it's just not.
I mean, I feel like when you said that, like a flood of memories just went twist in my
right. Like, it's a bunch of things that I would regret. Like, man, like I tell everybody, like I went to, like, I'm so glad that I went to my dream school my freshman year, right? Like, because I met some of my best friends and to this day we're really great. But if I got to go back and redo it, I would sacrifice those friendships to be where I should have been.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to, I wanted to do these. There were opportunities, and it would have been a better situation had I went there. There were other things I wanted to accomplish in college that I could have done had I started here versus here.
Right. Yeah.
And I still ended up getting both my degrees, everything being fine, blah, blah, blah. I'm not upset with where I am.
No,
but
absolutely not.
I can acknowledge that there was a better route to get to the where I got. And I'm okay with acknowledging that.
Right. I mean, if someone's saying they have no regrets, but they mean it in the sense of like you said, I'm confident, or not even confident, but I made the choices I made. And that's just how it is. I can't change it. So I have no regrets in that sense.
Right.
But if you're actually going back through your life, could you have made better choices? And if you say
And
no,
that's why I always I'll preface it with like
yeah,
what are decisions you would do
yeah,
differently, things you do differently, because like some people get hung up on the regret word and like no, I don't
yes,
regret anything.
and
Right,
that's
right.
no, for
So
sure.
and that'd be the thing. And
Yeah,
they'd be
we
like, I'm
definitely need
not
to move
trying
on.
to do
Yeah,
that, but I really want you to like understand, right?
yeah,
And also, Bonnie, like now. Okay, so here's how I think. I think this is how I classify everything at this point. And like people, you can disagree or whatever, right? But you are a young adult until you are a young adult at 25. Like I don't see you as an adult until you're 25. Knowing that your brain is not fully developed and knowing that just like all the things, and for a good amount of people at 25, there's still a good decent amount of parents doing things for you or paying for things for you in some way. Maybe not all your bills or anything like that. Maybe you still don't know where your social security card is or your birth certificate. Like at about 25, those things start to change. You're doing your own doctor's appointments about that time. So that's like young adult to me. 30 is adult. You're an adult. 40 is grown. You're grown at 40. I'm not grown. I'm an adult, but I'm not grown.
I would
Okay.
say actually,
I still need an adult to your adult for quite a few things.
I still don't feel grown, and I'm 50, so I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like I'm still
I feel
40,
like
50, grown. I don't think you're not an elder till you're 60. Like, and then at 60, when you're an elder, you're not even like the elderest of elders. You know, that's the 80s. Like
right.
it's still, there's some levels to it. Like I I was thinking about this, right? Like my grandma for this birthday, she'd be turning 70. And I was like, she's not old. Like she was not old. She's not old by any stretch of the imagination, right? Like, right.
Ugh.
But you realize how like different age is the older that you get.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Because at 30, I'm like, I'm just now feeling like I got this life thing down. I feel like I got it. Mind you, I've been living on my own 14 years.
Yeah.
How have I been doing this for 14 years? I'm just now like, I think this
feel
is
that way. And see, this is what I'm saying, is that I feel like everyone's path is like this. And
right. Like it's different.
Yeah. I still feel like I'm an imposter in terms of an adult.
No, and I do, right? Because like thinking about it at 25, you couldn't have came up to me and said I wasn't grown. Yeah. You could have told me I wasn't grown at 25. I'm like, yes, I am. I've been taking care of myself. I would tell 25-year-old me, you're not. You're still drinking Similac low key. Like, chill out. You really don't know what adulting is. You think you do, but you don't. Like, truly. But 25-year-old me wouldn't have heard it. Wouldn't have heard nothing.
No, and that's the whole point. Is
exactly,
that
right?
It's like, exactly what Eva said. Every single age you think.
You do. You just think, no. The older I get, the more I be like, it's just so much.
And in the moment, you do feel that way. And it's good to feel the age you're at,
Right.
Like, so it's not, you don't want to be this person that's constantly like hoping, like, I know I had friends growing up that like couldn't wait until they were 13 and couldn't wait until they were 16 and couldn't wait till they were 18 and they couldn't wait till they were 21. And I was never like that. Like I always liked the age I was at. You know what I mean? So it's interesting.
I think moving out kind of like corrected me of that, because like everybody's waiting to 18 to move out their parents' house. I'm already doing that. Everybody's waiting to 21 to drink. I didn't even like have a desire to drink, right? Like those things that like everybody was excited. I was just like, So I wasn't as like excited about it. Literally, it was, I'm just trying to get to college. Can I graduate? Because I'm trying to get to that part, because that's all I care about. Okay, how old I am when I'm done, I just want to be done. That was mine. You're welcome, love. You're welcome. My guy enlisted at 25 and felt ancient. My firstborn was 9. I felt so old compared to my peers. Now I look back like, right? 25 is grown. I thought 40 was a start, a true adulthood. I got time. Yep. Oh yeah, no. Like for sure. Like if someone would have said that, like if someone would have told me from a younger age that 20s was not an adult, I would have approached my 20s so much differently. Yeah. Like if it's like, no, you're still a child, you're still learning, because there's so many things I thought I had to like do right away in my early 20s that it was just like,
Yeah.
why am I thinking about getting married in my 20s? Like, really, I'm a kid still. Like, why is that a thought? Right.
Yeah, I never thought that.
If I change my choices that led to my biggest, worst moments, I lose some of my best moments. I avoid the what if games. Yeah, no, for sure.
100%.
A billion better routes to get to where I am. I do not recommend my route. Right. Like, that'd be the thing, right? And
Yeah.
it's like you can love everything about your life and still be like, I can still figure out ways I could have got here without some of the bumps and bruises to get here. Like, truly.
But the bumps and bruises do make us who we are. So it's
Right.
all
Exactly.
a trade-off, you know. I
Right.
mean,
Hello, lovely. Sneaking in while at work. Yay, thank you so much. Nicole recently celebrated a birthday, y'all. So, happy belated birthday on
okay.
I want to grow up. Free. Hello. It's so good to see you. Y'all, I did not plan for us to talk for 20 minutes. Once we get through saying hi, we're going to do a sprint. I got y'all. I'm so sorry. Hey, ladies. Hey, Jen. I hope you're having a great day. My mom is 78. She's older than my grand ever was, right? Man, I was actually talking to my therapist yesterday. Like, that's part of why, like, this birthday for my grandmother will be the hardest. Is on my maternal side, like, no one has died before 90. So my grandmother died, like, a long ways before, like, in her family, on that side of family, it's even, like, supposed to be a thing. And so that's been like something that's really been hard for me to reckon with, because like I'll tell people all the time, like, yeah, she's my grandma, but nothing about her passing was expected.
No.
Like, I never planned for her to like not see me have kids, because just like our age range. So no, I totally get that. I don't feel like an adult among my peers, but I actually feel like an adult around that part around the people that I'm around. Like, I feel like I'm definitely the baby of the group. I'm definitely the baby. Like, I'm definitely listening and grabbing wisdom from their experience, from the fact that they're older than me. But like, everybody, when I meet somebody that's not my age, I instantly know it. I be like, oh, you younger than me, huh? And then I'd be like, this is how people knew when I was younger. Like, just different things that I just like. And I like, man, I give grace to older people now that I'm an older person. Like, so much grace to older people now that I'm older, because I see, like, that's what I sounded like. Ooh, Chile, truly. I'm 51 and I still don't have it all figured out. See, like, it's there. My eldest is 26 and she just got engaged. She's the mother of 4. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's different. Once I got married at 19, I thought I was grown up. You couldn't tell me anything. I want to smack the crap out of my younger self. Man, the way I just want to be like, hey, come here, sit down for a little bit. Can we talk? Can we just talk? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. You're not going to listen to everything, but if you just listen to like 2 out of the 5 things I say, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. We thought our parents had it so together, did we? See, and so here's the one thing I can say. My grandmother was very honest about not having it together. And because she was very honest about it, it made me like, I know that there are like walls that I would have bumped my head against that I never even came in contact with, because of things, right? Yeah. Like, from a very young age, she was like, you're not going to listen to everything I'm saying, but I just want you to keep this in the back of your mind. Like, she was big on being like, this is going to sound real stupid right now.
Right.
But when you get older, I just want you to remember this sentence when you're older. And when I tell you, there have been so many times in the last 4 years that I have wanted to like call her and be like, I understand this sentence so much better now. Like, I truly get it. Like, I truly get it, because again, you're a child, so you don't even realize how limited your perspective are. You haven't lived long enough to understand the weight of certain sentences, right? Like, you don't know. Like, perfect example. We've all seen Lion King, right? Mm-hmm. My entire life, I've known that Timon says, what do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula? I never ever knew what he was actually saying as a child because I didn't know what it meant to dress in drag because I'm a child. I know what the words mean. I
Right.
don't understand the context and the connotation.
Right.
Just a perfect example of just you don't know what you don't know. And yeah, you understood the words, but
Yeah.
you didn't understand the sentence. And I had a visual. I saw what he did. I
Right.
still didn't know that was dressing in drag.
Right.
Just, me over here like preaching just a little bit. Letters to Pass You as a poem. Oh, I have. There's a few of them on the blog actually. There's like different versions of them. Like I think I do one to like my 16-year-old self, my like 20-year-old self. I think I didn't just start discovering myself until I hit 30 when I moved to Montreal. That's when I felt like I was finally growing up. I will tell you, moving away from where you've always lived is one of the biggest ways.
I moved from Seattle to to go to college first, Orlando when I was 18, and then to LA straight after. And yeah, it's like it becomes and my parents were really strict in the sense that they told me when I left for college, in a nice way, not like a horrible way, but like they really believed in supporting yourself. So they basically, before I left, and to my sister as well, that it's like once you go to college and you're done with college, you cannot live with us. Like that's not an option. Like so by having that as like not an option at all, it's like it really forces you to make sure that you can pay your bills and things like that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
So I know, I just usually when I tell people, they're like, that's really harsh, because nowadays I feel like teenagers and kids in their
Oh yeah,
20s are
parents don't do
living with
that
their
hardly
parents.
ever now. Like it's definitely
I feel like
not
that's
as
normal. Yeah, like that. But that in my generation, Generation X or whatever it's called, Gen X, we our parents were very, usually not everybody, obviously, but like in general, they were very much like, you cannot come back here. Like that's
I
not
don't
an
know. Like when I told my grandmother I wanted to be a lawyer at 6 years old, she literally looked at me and was like,
no.
I'm not gonna be able to pay for that. So you're gonna have to do really good in school and get
Right.
scholarships. Like so like I knew in elementary school, like she wasn't paying for me to go to school. Like I knew that it was gonna be on me to figure out how to do that. Like just that some people that's their reality. Like they're just
Yeah.
taught that from a young age, or they know, hey, once I leave here, I'm gonna have to figure it out, right? Which
Yeah.
again, I feel like is a big difference between how some people when they move out the house know what it means to sign a lease, know what it means to fill
Yeah.
out a job application versus
Definitely puts a level of like I guess in a sense maturity. And so that's where I think that like what you were saying, like when you're 25 and you feel like, listen, I've been doing this for years, I know what I've been an adult. Like there's a level of confidence there because you've been paying your bills, you've been
right.
on your own, and like that kind of thing. And when you've been doing that since for you, like I think, was it 16 or something like
Yeah.
that? Like for me it was like 18, but it was but yeah, it's just it's interesting because that was the hardest part about having to quit the job that I was working at, because Stefan was traveling. And so for the last, whatever it's been, like 7 years, not having a day job and then just trying to focus on writing, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do, because I've been working since I was like 13 with babysitting. Like I always made my own money. I always had my own work, like fast food when I was 15, like it didn't matter as long as I was making,
Right.
money and paying my bills. So I hated it at first. Like I hated it. I hated not making my own money. Like I hated it.
Right.
So I feel like now at 50, now that I'm getting a divorce, it's like a whole nother
Right. It's
chapter.
because you're going through a like another form
Yeah.
of
And now I want
what's the word in stories? What is it called? Another like coming of age.
yeah.
Technically, like you're going through this phase like all over again. And I mean, again, different situations, but similarly with getting on disability and having to go through that. Like
Yeah.
I've been taking care of myself since I was 16, and then I get to this point in life where it's like I can't do this. And
Yeah.
then I gotta go with this set amount that you think y'all tell me is a great amount. And in my head, I'm like,
Because you're used to
I
making.
know what a good amount is because I can work. I know what that looks like.
You know what you were making
today. Y'all tripping.
Yeah.
Y'all are tripping. But no, like you go through again these moments where when we talked about this before, things that you are not prepared for. Nobody talks about everything you work for changing at the drop of a dime.
At a drop of a dime.
This is not a conversation. You work so
You
hard
know
for
what's
things
gonna
that
happen.
you don't ever consider that you could lose it.
Yeah.
Even though that is a real reality, right? It's just not something that, happens.
Absolutely.
Y'all, obviously, you see, we care a lot about these topics because here we go.
I know. It's like 140.
What happens when you have older people talking about stuff and you're like, we gonna drop some gems. We're gonna let y'all know some stuff. Eva said, I hit my lowest around age 32, 33. I feel like I started recognizing then that I'll absolutely never be done growing. It was after a big move. I moved a ton, but it was the first time I moved with an intention to set roots at some point, sort of breaking away from the tree. I love that.
Yeah.
I had to move out when I became pregnant. I was out. My husband was kicked out on his 18th, despite it being a school day at the start of his senior.
Oh,
because the other part that people that in that time frame and generation was like it was easier to move out and take care of yourself at that time frame. So like it was just expected. Like I did it.
It was.
You'll do it. And my parents did it. Like everybody just left it this. So it's like an expected thing.
Like my dad, even at one point when I was having trouble finding work in LA in production, and he was all like, join the army. Like he was serious because that's what he did. And I'm like, I think I was like 22 or 23. And like, there was a part of me that was considering it because it's just the mentality of, oh yeah, what else? I need to make money. I need to support myself. So it is interesting that like, it is a different mentality. I don't know which one's better, to be honest. Like the nurturing sort of, I think parents now that are like, no, stay with me.
I think there needs to be a balance. A balance. Because I definitely like, I don't, if I were to have children, I know that I would never kick my children out. But my children wouldn't be in my house not having to pay some sort of bill. I would need to know that you are learning that skill to be able to take care of yourself because eventually I'm not going to be here. And if I leave you this house, can I trust that you're going to keep the taxes up on it? If the house is paid off, are you going to not lose this? Yeah. Can I know that you're responsible enough to do this? Yeah. Can I know that you're going to be responsible enough to like you have a family one day and these things? Like I want to know that I am raising somebody who's capable of raising someone else. Like I feel like there's always like a balance to it, right? Yeah. Because like again, like I don't want my children to ever have to get a job because I can't pay my bills if they don't help the household. I don't want that to ever be a situation. Yeah. I don't want my child to ever be putting themselves in a bad financial situation because they're too scared to say, Mom, I need help. Can I come back home?
And that's exactly the situation I was in. Like there was a time where I was like, I'm going to be living in my car. Like, and that was the option because I did not ever see going back to my parents as an option. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to live in my car for the next year or two. With my cats.
Right. And no,
I had friends. Right. So Marnie's all like, so it's weird because it's the same concept if you think about it as moving in with your parents. I just moved in with Marnie, and until I got on my feet, which took a few months actually before I got a casting job, she covered me. And I was able to pay her back, but I had a friend that was all like, come on in, like, of course stay with me. So it's weird, like what's acceptable in your brain.
And it is it's definitely a different space to be because so many people that are in our like age range that I have met, it is friends that they had to rely on versus people that are younger that like they couldn't necessarily imagine a friend doing that for them because their parents would. And it's just like, as much as like I'm sure there, and I think that this is also a part of like me like realizing just how much love my grandmother had for me is that like I was looking for this old Bible that I had, because I know that there's one that I bought that she wrote a note inside of it, and I was like, I gotta find it because I want to find it and read it and see what it says. And so I was looking and I found this letter that she had written me, and it was when I first started to get sick. And in the letter she wrote, and she was like, don't be afraid to ask for help, whether you need to come back down here or I need to come up there. Right. And at the time that she wrote the letter, I'm like 26 at the time frame when I first started to get sick again. Yeah. And me now being 32, reading the letter, right? Like, it's like her realizing that I would never ask to come back. Yeah. One, because I know your financial situation compared to mine anyway, so I never asked to come back. So the only way that I would ever come back is if you open that door, right? Yeah. And in the moment, 26-year-old me, right, is I love her to death and do anything in the world for her. We can't live under the same roof. We just will not, we'll just not get along, right? That was 26-year-old me when I read the letter. But like 32-year-old me reads it with such different eyes. Oh, yeah. And so much understanding that now, like, no, she was doing this because she knew that I couldn't. Yeah. Right. But again, see things from a different perspective. It's just like, she's trying to help, but I can't live with you. 32-year-old me could live with her. 26-year-old me could not. Nah. All right, y'all, we're almost done. Leaving our comfort zone inspires the greatest change. I thoroughly agree. I do. I love these conversations for sure. Hello, it's so good to see you. I'm working, but stopping by to hit the like button. Hi, Bean, it's so good to see you. And I took in the mister, so he was able to finish school. I worked full-time, left school, and got my GED before my class graduated. I couldn't do it all. Also, teen mom at the time. Would I change getting pregnant? Hard to say. I never wanted children back then. It wasn't planned, and we took all the precautions. But I love my daughter, so I stayed the same path versus changing it. Yeah. What I wish is that the real grown-ups around me would have been watching out for me more. Yeah. So I just try to be that grown-up now. Oh, yeah, no, like, I tell kids, I don't just say, oh, don't rush to grow up. I say, don't rush to grow up, because you are literally only a child for 17 years. You will be an adult for the rest of the time.
Enjoy it. Do you understand what you can just enjoy? You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, it's so stressful, right? As a kid and teenager and everything, but you just wish you could just like make them believe how much better it is.
Right. No, and like truly, like, let me explain to you why. Because like adults, like when they tell them that, it's almost always to tell a kid that like you'll make up the rules when you're an adult. But adults don't ever say they don't get to make up the rules. No. Like adults don't ever be like, no, literally I can only make up the rules in this house, and that's with some stipulations in that. Literally, they don't say that they gotta go to work and they can't make up the rules there. They don't tell you, like, you don't ever explain that to a kid. If you explained it, just look. So I'm making the effort to explain things thoroughly when I'm talking to kids.
And like we said before, your brain isn't fully formed until 25. So half of what you say to them anyway is just
right. So if I'm just hoping that a 10%, if 10% gets in there, the kids will be all right. Yes. The kids will be all right. Yes. Definitely sounds like family.
She is family.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. I'm doing a bit of brainstorming before I go to work. We love brainstorming.
Yes, and we will start the sprints.
I know we will. We're so sorry, y'all. We're so sorry. Can you also tell that we haven't got to see each other and like talk in a while? That's also
and this and that. And it's like,
right.
It started with Comic-Con, and then it's like just turned into COVID, and it turned into this. And
I'm still playing with Notion and listening to these insightful conversations. Love it, love it, love it. Yay. My son is allowed to argue with me, just not fight. He can counter what I say, question it, or debate it. He just can't be rude about it. God. When I was a child, no talking back. See, and this is the other thing is, I'm realizing just there were so many levels to things with my grandmother, like so many levels, because y'all have met me. Your girl loves to debate. Your girl, I've been like this my entire life. Like
Yeah.
my entire life. And like she definitely taught me there's a time and place for everything. So I knew when I could and when I could not, right? Obviously. But I'm glad. Like my grandmother, one of the very first things, like the lessons about being a Christian she taught us was that she was like, if I tell you something and it goes against what's in this Bible, don't listen to me. And that was like my first lesson that like adults aren't infallible, like they can make mistakes. So she's telling me that there could be a chance that she could tell me something that's wrong, and that if I feel it's wrong, I don't have to listen. And there aren't parents that'll say that. There are parents that I'm the absolute law, I'm the absolute truth. Like that whole Matilda, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm smart, you're dumb, right? Like that mindset.
That is my dad, like 100%. Like I have such a problem with, like, one of the reasons why I have such a problem with like thinking I'm smart or thinking I'm this is because it's not that my dad ever like was insulted, but his way was right and that's it. And if you try to argue with him, he will basically be like, you're wrong, and look at you like you're an idiot. And he still does it. He's the only person I like yell, like we argue, we like scream at each other, and then we're fine. But he tries to like wear you down until you finally just go, fine, you know. But I don't. My sister immediately is just like, sure, dad, yeah, okay, even though inside I'm like, no, there's just no arguing with him. She's smart, she actually does it that way, whereas I'm all like, no.
Right. No, I totally. Some people make me be that way. Some people, I can't let you think you right. Like I just cannot.
Yeah. I'm like, no.
I just can't. No, I just can't. And the thing that gets me is that, like, I think again back to like differences. Like, I knew that there was a difference between wisdom and intelligence, right? Because my grandmother would always be like, don't think you smarter than me because you're smart. Like, just like, don't think you're smarter than me because you're smart, right? And again, if you've been here for a while, you know this. Both of my parents were drug addicts, but by like all accounts, on my mother's side and my father's side, all their siblings, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, everyone says that my parents individually were the smartest people they knew. So my grandmother drilled into me that being intelligent didn't keep you from being a drug addict. It didn't keep you from ending up in prison. Like, being intelligent doesn't mean that you don't, do this. So like, I always knew that there was like a level of, just because I'm smart, there's gonna be some things that I don't know, I don't understand. And again, it's not a common thing. And again, as a child, I don't realize that that's what she's teaching me in the moment.
Right.
I'm 30 years old when I realized that's what that lesson was.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Because again, perspective. So man, life is crazy for sure. Yeah. I've always told my kids, enjoy this time, because once adulting starts, it's the rest of the rest.
Forever. Yes.
Forever. Forever. I had to pull the Sandlot out. Forever. This kid is about to start kindergarten for the first time in many years for me, and the first time ever for him. He's going to be pushed into the Monday, Friday schedule. Right. Monday through Friday, every day for the rest of your life, living for the weekend. My youngest starting kindergarten at the end of the month, happy and sad times. I can understand it. Yeah. And I'm big on letting my kids talk things out, just be respectful. Right. Yeah. Respectful. I was told to be quiet, and because I said so when I was a kid, I never liked that, right? And I've even begun to the point where like I'm doing the like research and the look to understand things, right? Like I understand now why like in Black households saying someone's a lie was a bad thing, because during Jim Crow time, if you called a white person a liar, that could be your life. And I, as a parent, don't have time to explain to you this in the moment. You just need to listen because I said so, right? So like, unfortunately, so many things are rooted in trauma that we don't know and don't realize. So much of me growing older is also having grace and giving forgiveness to the people before me, realizing that some of the things they did out of survival. And they did because they were taught to, and they didn't realize it was traumatic when they were teaching it. They were just trying to teach what they'd already know, right? This is not at all like pertaining to your because I said so at all, Nia, but just like things that like as I'm getting older, I understand now, right? Like I understand like you can't always explain in those time frames. If I gotta sit here and debate with you,
is the like with my parents, it was just because I said so, and there was no explanation, and there was really no reason. They just wanted me to do whatever it was that they wanted.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. There's always a double side. Like sometimes
there's a double side, and you don't know or you don't think of it because you're a kid, and you're just like, I don't like that you're telling me this way, and you're not giving me a reason. I want to understand why. And it's like, no, you truly get it, right? Because like sometimes I don't have time to explain to you why I need you to get out the street. I need you to just get out the street right now because I said so. Because I can see this danger you can't see, just in general.
But it is good to, like you said,
it is definitely good. No, and that was the thing is
explain to you why. Because I said so. Because blank. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. No, and that again, I had the ability to like talk things out. Now, I definitely still got popped in my mouth quite a few times. Right? Like grandma, again, she was a time and place thing. Listen to me now. I explain to you when we get home. I ain't asked you like there was definitely levels to it for sure. Grandma was super old school. Super old school. She not repeating herself twice at all. Becky, that is me and my sister with my mom. I'm the okay mom, and she will fuss with my mom.
Oh, so are you the oldest, Nia?
Oh, I'm curious.
That's the dynamic with
that is me and
my sister's older, so she's just sort of like,
that's
okay,
me.
Dad, all right, you know, and
that is me with my grandma versus me and my sister, because my sister would like go at it with my grandma, and I just be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'm older. I just be like, yes, ma'am. Yes,
no.
No. Because I said so. Growing up is why I have to have a reason bigger than because both for those talking to me and for myself when talking to others. What a cop out that was. I totally get that. Because I don't want to is more honest than because I said so. I say because I don't want to often as a child. I get that. Now, are you preaching today or are you preaching? I'm just saying. Yeah, so much root and trauma. I totally forget my mom. She was doing her best, and we get along so well now. Breaking generation curse. No, I totally agree. And like literally, like so many things. Like again, me and Becca talk all the time where I'm like telling her like I just wanna tell her thank you. I just wanna say like I'm sorry for like these thoughts that I had that she doesn't even know I have, but I wanna apologize because like if I could see the world now, like so many ways in which I realized I was ungrateful, right? Like, and you couldn't have told me I was an ungrateful child. But I know now, looking back and seeing, there were ways in which I was ungrateful.
Yeah.
Yes, there were ways in which I was selfish. I had no idea because my view of selfishness was this small. And now I see, selfishness is pretty wide. It's pretty big. It can touch a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so I'm indigenous. Generational trauma is a tough hurdle to overcome. It is. And you don't even like, once you begin to do the work, you realize how integrated it is into every part of your life. Yeah. And that's the hardest part. As like, there's so many different things that it's like, well, dang.
Yeah.
Well, dang. So no, I totally get that. Say my mom and I are still close. She's doing the best with what she had. Having an adult child helps a lot with these motherhood perspectives. I think that does too. And I think that like I feel like there's a saying about like how you get a better relationship with your parents the older you get, and grandparents are better parents than parents. But again, we talked about this the whole stream. Experience, time. Most people forget that your parents were probably teenagers or early 20s when they had you. And thinking about it, teens and early 20s is not the best time to be raising a whole nother human.
I know.
You can make it happen and you can do a good job, but ideally, it ain't the best time. I don't know who this is. We're gonna start explaining who this is. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get this going.
Now that
If
we've
you
been
can hear
talking
me,
for
just
an
hold
hour.
on one moment, and I'll talk to you in a second if you can hear me. You just gotta just hold on, just hold on. Okay, we gonna get us brain going. As y'all can see, we can talk about this forever. Oh, we're gonna act so and not do the oh.
Do we want to just start with the 45 now then, since we talked for an hour? What do you think?
Oh no. Say that again. I can't hear you.
I was gonna say, do we want to start with the 45 since we talked for so long? Instead of
You
the
know what?
30?
We can start at the 45. I'm not.
These are those rhombohedron crystals in
Well, they
the
hung
gland
up. They
when
couldn't
those
wait.
crystals become electrically activated.
Okay, if we hadn't waited this whole time, I would wait for the ad, but we'll watch the ad later. Okay, y'all. In 3, 2, 1. Let's be productive. All right. How did everybody do? Let me know how you did in the comments. How do my lovely co-host?
I actually, as you can tell from my sweaty hair now, I decided for 30 minutes of that sprint, I decided to hop on the elliptical because I haven't done any exercise today, like at all. I've been basically sitting here at my desk, which is fine because, I'm sort of fighting something still, which, by the way, I still think I am fighting COVID because I couldn't, I forgot to tell you, I can't taste anything.
Got you.
So I got like COVID light, right? Because I think I had it so severely in January that obviously because I'm still testing negative. So I think my body is fighting it off, but I'm still getting little tiny pieces. So as far as it goes, it's easy, right? Compared to, what it was in January. It's just like that general kind of thing. But anyway, I did that. And then the last 10 minutes, I am focusing back on my paper. So I got some of the citations that I need to put into the paper. I got all that. So moving along. How'd you do?
Nice. Okay, so that phone call was actually a doctor appointment to call to set up one. So I had to take care of that. But I ended up working on the blog post, and for the most part, I got it almost completely all written and during that sprint. So that was 467 words. So that's really good. So I'm thinking if you're up to it, we do one more sprint, but we do another 45-minute one.
Yeah.
Is that fine with you? That'll put us after the 2-hour mark. But
I don't have anything planned, so I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we do one more and we do another 45, and in that one I should be able to finish the blog post and shoot the video. In that one I think I could do that because now it's just more so like tighten it up because I did a little personification to some stuff, so I want to make sure it makes sense and whatnot. And then if I can, it would be dope to be able to actually like schedule it and put it on the blog so that it can go up. But you never know. You never know. So it was a productive sprint. It's there. So let's see where we left off in the comments. Nia says, yes, you have those moments. You have those moments where it has to be yes and no or don't. We'll talk or explain later for sure. I'm the older girl. My sister.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's it.
Girls are those. The oldest has a softer side. The youngest is outspoken. Yeah. I'm the baby I fuss. Yeah, so it seems to be the baby collectively thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. You know what though? The conversations I have with my mother now that I'm over 40, they're so different than when I was in my 20s. We fuss because we're closer to peers. It's where it got you. Yeah, Timmy would never have thought my mom and I would get along now, but we do. I understand.
Yeah.
Adrian, hi. Well, look at what we have here. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Brockman, oh my gosh. Hi, love. Hey there. I'm glad to see you live. Have a great stream. Bree, oh my goodness. Oh, hey. Oh my gosh, everybody was coming through. I didn't even see. Bree said, finally off work, ready to shake something twerk thing, aka read in bed and take a nap. I'm ready to get into a book. Samantha, oh my gosh. Hey Shay, hey Becca, hi everyone. It's so good to see y'all. I've missed y'all. I'm gonna be strong for a while because I've missed all you guys. Just even said I made dinner in this sprint, off to eat it, lurking. Nice. I'm definitely gonna start working on food this next sprint too because I am hungry. Samantha Marie says, I got some translations and world building stuff sorted out. Nice. Love that for you. Heather said, I made dinner and did a little bit of world building. I need to create some concept art. Okay. Venus said, I finished work and actually opened my doc and switched around some sentences. Nice. D, hi Queen, how are you? Hello all, it's so good to see you. Miss Maya got almost done with this bag. Yay. Love that for you. Alicia, hi. It's so good to see you. Jazz said, during camp, I was pantsing this project, but now I have too many characters for that. I'm going to need an outline soon. Okay. Yeah. All right. Love that for you. Okay. Well, I've gotten a decent way through the goals that I have for the stream.
Okay.
One more sprint of 45 minutes, and then we'll get on out of here.
Ooh, going right into it. Okay. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you have something you wanted to talk about before we went in there?
I mean, I'm sure we could find something to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's fine. Like I really do need to finish this paper. So actually another sprint is great.
Okay, great. Okay, awesome. Let's do that. And I can't wait to go turn this air off because I have so many chill bumps right now. I'm like, I'm ready to turn this air off. Okay, y'all. And let me share my screen the right way. There we go. It's unmuted so y'all can hear the sound. All right, there we go. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Y'all write them words. Alright. How did everybody do? Let me know how you did in the comments. How did my lovely co-host do?
I did good. I'm slowly piecing together this paper.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. It's going to take a while though. But I'm still hoping to get a chunk done this evening and then hopefully, finish it up tomorrow and then edit it over the weekend if I can. But,
Okay.
I'm doing that TV pilot thing with for the month with JC. And so I kind of want to, I want to make sure that I leave a little part of the day for doing something creative.
Got you. Okay.
How'd you do?
Okay, so that was kind of like a mixed bag. So I ended up making me a bagel because I was like, I need something to eat. So I made a bagel.
Okay.
It was a little bit more in the oven than I wanted, but that's okay. And then it took me forever to find the tripod to set up. So I did record like a quick, like if it was like in a shorts or reels form. But I'm not entirely sure how much I like it or whatever because it was like super quick. And then my neighbor called because she wants me to come over and do her hair. And so I was like, well, I was gonna do it later, but then I still wanted to stream on Twitch, and I was like, if I do her hair after that, it's gonna be too late for me to do what I want to do. So yeah, so it's like I'm gonna just go ahead and do it here in a little bit. So I'm gonna eat something and get myself elevated enough because she's an older lady, so she likes to talk. So, there's nothing wrong with that. I just have to be mentally
of course.
That, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so
speaking of our earlier conversation, wisdom, right?
Right, wisdom, exactly. And then I'll probably like paint to end out my night and whatnot. Because I got the blog post done now.
Nice.
Did I knock the rest of the stuff out that was on my list? No, but we honestly talked longer than I expected us to. So but it was fun, and I still got quite a bit done. So I'm not upset. Oh well, I guess technically, even if I don't like the video, I did get the video done. So that's two things.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got half the things on the list done.
Well, that's great.
I got half the things on the list. So that's good. So
I'm happy too. Like I got further along, and then I even got some exercise in. So
see,
yeah,
I'm with it. I'm with it. Bree said I miss you too, Shay. I'm tired and I hope to come back to the spring. No worries. Jordan, it's good to see you. One of my friends, it's been a while. I've seen that you're posting a lot of stories on Instagram. Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Mama Maggie, it's good to see you. Stopping by to drop a like. Mama Maggie and Jordan going back. Okay, Heather says it's summer holiday. I decided to put work away and do a crossword puzzle. I'm not very good at it though. I have never done a crossword puzzle before. I've never done
What?
one. I've never
Well,
done one.
I'm terrible at them. You're probably
They
great
look
at it.
hard. They look hard. So that's why
I
I've
bet
never.
you'd be so good at it.
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
I like word searches. I like Sudokus. I don't. I think it's because like you have to know so many random things.
But that's what I'm saying is I think
that's
you'd like it for that because you'd be
really?
you know how you know things that like how do you know that? Like where does that come from? And so it's like that's what these are made of. So you probably would fly through it and people would be like, how do you know that?
I'd be surprised. I'd be so
Try
it. Maybe I'll go next time I go to Dollar Tree, get a little cheap little Dollar
There
Tree
you go.
crossword puzzle book. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh, Bexy Smith, I hear that you're a Star Wars fan. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
Tiffy says, hey everyone, dropping by to send a quick hi and wink at the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you, watch. Thank you, my watch. Is like, time's up. Thank you. Even though I definitely paused it in the middle of trying to shoot the video without realizing it. It's okay. He said, hey, I did nothing. Oh, it's fine. It's true. I'd be like, how did Shay know that? Man, okay, this is the only reason I know so many random things. Okay, it goes back to grandma. So remember, y'all, I was homeschooled for 5 years. So grandma, every Saturday we used to go garage selling or estate selling.
Right.
And so she'd always buy encyclopedia sets. So our book reports had to be from encyclopedias. Like they weren't from fiction books.
Yes.
So like I'd like read a section, y'all. The way I used to like tell people the random facts I knew about aardvarks, I can't tell you now, but
it might come back if it's in a crossword.
Yeah, I know, right? In a crossword, I'm like, oh my god, I know
this.
It's right. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not. I just y'all. That's the only reason I know so many random things.
I love it.
That and then I'm a writer, so like I think about things, and then I go down a rabbit hole. Like I feel like me and Becca were talking about one thing one time, and I was like scrolling for a good 30 minutes, and we had switched topics and everything, and then I came back with like what we had talked about 30 minutes ago, and I was like, I can't let it go. And I'll just keep reading.
Yeah, I love that though. That's why I know you're good at it.
Yeah, I got a few words in. Yay! Another word for film spool, 4 letters.
Oh. Film spool. I don't know. I should know that as a film student.
Right.
But see, that's the problem is I would just look it up.
4 letters.
Instead of actually
definitely
figure it out.
Film.
Yeah, I don't know.
4 letters.
Reel? REEL? I don't know.
That's what I was picturing. So, is that it? Heather, let us know. Does that fit?
Have you turned off the stream? But we think we got your answer.
Right. You could be gone by now. You know it. Well, it says 5:44. My thing says 5:45, so maybe. So we'll see. We shall see. Real would be good, but it conflicts with another answer. Okay.
Well, maybe your other answer is wrong.
I knew in my heart I was like, I just feel like she's gonna say this. Like in my heart, she was like, I mean, it could be the real is right, but the other answer is wrong. That's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, y'all. So here's the thing. On my goal list is to stream 20 times during this month, which really equates to 5 days out of 7 every week.
Okay.
Now, it didn't specify this goal. Yeah. I didn't, which I mean, it's technically how many that I would normally do when I normally would. I just switch between YouTube and Twitch. That's why nobody can notice because it was
okay.
So I didn't specify whether they would be on YouTube or Twitch. So I could be anywhere outside of guaranteed to be here on Thursdays here on YouTube.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to find and figure out a schedule and stick to it. Try being the operative word. And particle within an atom, 8 letters. Molecule?
Yeah, and is the L part of the real?
L-E-C-U-L-E. Molecule is 8 letters, right? That would be it, right? I don't know. I don't know, girl. Don't give me the. I said I ain't never done this before, so
I know, but you're already trying to, No, because that's what I'm saying is then you start to like focus on like, okay, well, what?
See, and here's what I think would happen to me.
Okay, wait. Let's break this down. Atoms, right? They're isn't that like the protons, neutrons, and electrons? Aren't those the 3 things?
Okay, well then electron.
Well, what one's 8 letters?
Is that electron? Is that 8 letters? E-L-E-C-T-R-O.
I think
electron does have 8 letters. I feel like.
Electron.
Oh, that's it. I'm cheating. Which one is it? Is it molecule and real, or is it? I'm curious now. Now you got us curious. See, this is why I don't.
Neutrons is the only one that has.
It's electron. It is electron.
Oh, electrons is 9. Electron. I was doing electrons.
Yeah, electron.
Because like electrons
electron, right?
has 9 letters. Electron.
So what's another word in real? It is real. Electron and real. Okay. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See, see how I had to be teamwork. Teamwork.
I know. Actually, it's kind of more fun as a team than doing.
Right. Definitely way more fun as a team because alone, out of here.
Yeah.
Out of here. Okay, you guys. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to my lovely co-hosts for hanging out with me. You are awesome, y'all. I didn't realize how like chocolate and blue I looked, but oh well, hey, I'm here. Y'all see my face. It is what it is. I am going to be on Twitch later this evening for a few hours, so definitely come over and hang out with me. I'm going to be painting something. I'm not entirely sure what just yet, but something will be getting painted. So there's that. Becky, you got anything you want to tell the people or anything like that before we get out of here?
No. Oh, I am going to be streaming tomorrow on what's Zara's channel? You know, the I can never say it.
Inimitable. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I ain't gonna hold you.
I know, but yes, that one at 11. And then on Saturday, I'm actually going to be on Kate's channel with JC because Kate wants to get in on the writing a TV pilot this month.
I love that. I love that. Well, you're going to have a busy weekend. I love that for you. Well, thank you so much for co-hosting with me. I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate you whether you're watching now live or on the replay. You are amazing. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.